Hello and welcome to the Genuine Learning Blog. My name is Melissa Galasso, and today we have a little bit of a different blog for you. Obviously, many of you are aware earlier this month we took a GLS retreat to Orlando, Florida, in order to have the whole team get together and to really talk about our history, where we are now, and where we hope to go in the future. And so we used the book, Be Our Guest, which is written by the Disney Institute, one of my favorite on having an intentional client experience and having quality service. And so we used that book as our guide in the discussions for our weekend, in posting several pictures from our weekend. We got lots of questions about, well, what did we talk about and what did we learn? So we wanted to share a little bit of our weekend with you. So we did do a 3-day retreat starting on Saturday. We all flew in from our respective locations into Orlando, Florida. And we started with a history lesson. So Frank led us off on GLS history, a little bit about where we started back when it was literally just me, all the way through all the changes that we've made in staffing and processes and procedures over the last almost 6 years. I then led a session on our common purpose, really focusing in on our vision, mission, and values. We have a really tight mission. We have a really tight value statement. What we're hoping to do is really build our vision statement. Where do we want to be in the future? And we have some really good ideas that we're going to build on from there. Next up, Teresa took us through what we called guestology, which is the Disney term for a little bit about your client avatar. So who are her target clients? What do we know about them? What do we want to know about them? How do we get that information? So Teresa talked to us a little bit about that process. And then we started with setting, again, another Disney term here where Frank led off on what we were doing in terms of our in-person setting, our Zoom setting for our virtual environment, and then those for conferences, etc. So kind of gave everybody an opportunity to look for where we could improve, where our opportunities are, and where we're doing a really good job. On Sunday, we started bright and early, continuing our setting, focusing on our website. This is an area that has been a big focus for us this year, really trying to make it a little bit more user-friendly, make sure that the information people need are there. Conference speakers don't have to ask for the bios or have to look up pictures or logos, that things are available for people. If questions come up about where they can go for information, we hope now that the website continues to provide that information. So we made a lot of changes as a result of our retreat. Then I had the opportunity to talk about CAST, which again is another term for our employee engagement. So we look at our Colby responses. We looked at our 15.5, which is the engagement software that we use internally. And we also looked at our documents regarding job descriptions and where people wanted to go, what they're currently doing, and how we can bring that together. We then did a very deep dive, which was the whole point of this retreat, into the quality standards. And so first off, we developed quality standards. We've always had a focus on quality. It's one of our core values, but really having a prioritization of what those standards are and how they were applied to various positions within the company. We then talked about the behaviors that demonstrate our requirements regarding quality, and Christina led that section beautifully. Christina is our project manager. She has a fantastic background in project management, so she also led us through delivery systems, really focusing on how our processes work. We have worked very hard to standardize our process, ensure that things are happening at the right time. We use a great project management software to ensure that all of our clients are getting the attention that they need at exactly the right time. We also talked about our internal systems for communication, etc. And then Teresa closed our day on Sunday with our combustion points, what we needed to focus on, and we left with many, many reams of paper filled with ideas for improving our processes, improving our customer experience, and really trying to ensure that we have the best quality for our clients, and really trying to focus in on how we can make improvements throughout the company. So we used a lot of that whiteboard paper all over the place, and we brought them back, folded up in our suitcase, and have already converted them into our project management system for getting them done. Last but not least, we wanted to wrap up the day, so we invited Megan Elleridge. She has been one of our best consultants that we've worked with. She has been fantastic. She is an amazing person in terms of processes, business, and systems. And so we had her as our guest speaker, and she went over our working genius profiles. And so this is an assessment of how people work and what's their best genius when they work, and how we could better work together using our geniuses. It was absolutely phenomenal. She did a great job. And then she's one of our people we use for strategic planning. So she did help us with our Q4 strategic planning as we go to prepare for 2022. So as you can probably imagine, we came home on Monday exhausted from a very long 3 days of diving into the materials. But I don't want to say it was all work and no play. We had plenty of team bonding opportunities. We had the opportunity to go to a dueling piano bar. We made sure that we hit the Halloween horrors that were happening while we were there. We made sure that we visited various pieces of the park. You can see we visited the Universal Orlando Resort, and we had some butterbeer while we were in the Harry Potter world. So we did have some fun as well and got to see some people who've actually not met in person before. I hired Teresa completely virtually during COVID, and so it was our first opportunity to be together. And so it was really great to have everybody in one place. So if you were one of those inquiring minds wanting to know what we talked about on our GLS retreat, that's just a quick snapshot of a very long and very important process of ensuring that we are meeting our expectations in our client service. So hopefully this was a nice little introduction to what we focus on here at GLS, and we look forward to seeing you next week for a blog on either an A&A topic. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.